and welcome or welcome back. Today we are reacting to Chris and Dianne's Week 10 Paso Doble. I am looking forward to this one. I think I don't appreciate Chris as much as other people do. I'm not saying he's a bad dancer, not at all. I just don't see the hype as much as others do. So I think I'm looking forward to this because I want my mind to be changed. Okay, let's watch it. Outfits on point. Okay, let's talk first a little bit about the footwork and the shaping. So far, there's not much shaping happening, but there is a bit of complicated footwork going on, which he is doing decently. This lean was actually quite impressive. Why? Because normally when, let's say, I teach his lean, we normally ask for connection between the two bodies. So they connect and then you lean. Because while it's safer, you don't have to rely on like the arm strength. You don't have to rely with the leaders knowing exactly where the follower is. And in Chris's case, with his lack of vision, that would have made a bit more sense. But they've actually chosen a more complicated variation of that dip, where she's dipping without leaning, without connecting her body with his, coming down and then turning it into something else. And that in itself, getting the motions right, is actually more complicated than they have made it look. So that was very impressive. They move very well together. So like as he's moving around, she's moving around him. As she's moving around, he's moving around her. So they work really well together. You can see that they're very well connected in this entire dance, which is really nice to see. I like the measured nature of him sort of moving along the floor. It could be very easy to sort of just like pull yourself along, but there's a real purposefulness to the step and drag, step and drag. That kind of purposefulness, the motion with the arms, kind of the execution of that was very clean and very well done. Okay, okay. Yeah, it was good. It was good. The main thing for me was a real lack of shaping. There were sort of some attempts at shaping, but in general, there wasn't enough sort of bending and leaning on the side to create bigger shapes. It was kind of the arm was lifted, but there wasn't enough shaping in there for me, which is a really big part of the technique for Paso Doble. Now, it almost feels like everything else was kind of executed how it was supposed to be executed, in that it was clean. I didn't see any major mistakes. They worked well together. So it kind of feels like it just wasn't taught or it wasn't choreographed in to have that shaping, which also doesn't seem right to me either. So I'm not sure what's going on there with the shaping. I think I would have liked to see more in that. For that reason, sort of stuck between giving an 8 and a 9. The problem is when I compare them to what I just saw, which was Sarah and Vito. Sarah Vito, I gave a 10. Like, if you put them in the same competition, that for me is an 8. However, in the grand scheme of Strictly Come Dancing, that's a very good Paso Doble, and it's very clean and well executed. So then I would give it a 9, knocked off a point for the shaping. So it's difficult. I think it would be like an 8 or a 9. I think if Sarah wasn't in the competition, with her technical ability, and again, I feel like she's had previous dance experience before, but with her technical ability, she wasn't in the competition, it would be a very easy 9. Because she is, and that is who he is competing against, it's going to be an 8 for me. Let's have a quick look about the scores. So they got a 7, an 8, a 9, and a 9. Yeah, I think 7's a little harsh. I do think it's harsh. I think 8. I think 8 is good. And then we're going to move on to the comments. I'm always impressed by the subtle movements Dianne helps to make Chris. In this dance, while she's on the floor, quickly moving her skirt out of the way so Chris could walk around safely. Well done to both for a great Paso Doble. Yeah, that is actually really good there. This routine was amazing, and it was so lovely that Dianne's parents were able to come over from Australia to come and watch. Chris constantly amazes me every week on Strictly. I've got tears running down my face. That was a stunning routine. What a joy to see Dianne's parents finally here to watch their amazing daughter. Her brothers are also here, so the whole Bustle family is staying with Dianne and Joe for Christmas. And Strictly, Chris didn't put a foot wrong. He and Dianne are stars. That's amazing. There's a lot of comments here about Dianne, so I'm just trying to look for one that's about Chris. Incredible. Chris is just phenomenal. Chris is the most improved dancer in the history of the show. What a beautiful partnership. I wonder who else could contest that title. This is an amazing dance and I could not stop myself from crying. I can just imagine how difficult it must be to create intensity without eye contact. This is a very good point, actually. It is a good point because a lot of intensity and emotion comes from eye contact. So not having that, they've done a good job. I know Chris can feel the intensity from Dianne, but so much communication is exchanged through eye contact and dancing. And to create the shaping and atmosphere this dance requires is just amazing. Well done, Chris and Dianne. I love watching you dance. You're amazing. What were your thoughts? Do you think I'm being too harsh on Chris and Dianne? I know as a general kind of consensus, the public really love him and think he's amazing and should win. However, from a technical perspective, I'm not sure I entirely agree, even though I really, really want to. Let me know what your thoughts are. I will see you in the next video, which will be, I guess, week 11, right? Yeah, week 11. It'll pop up here when it's ready. See you there.